I've been trying to figure out what makes a creator a good creator, in the sense that right now, being on Instagram, being on Twitter, being on TikTok, and all this kind of stuff is overwhelming, because all the time you're trying to figure out how to make entertainment rather than creations and rather than art. So in a world where attention is the most important, how do you make people see your art? That's one of the questions I've always thought about. And it's interesting because all I really want to do is create and make art and hopefully have streams of income that just, pay for me doing creative things. And it's one of the hardest things to do. Of course, you have to give people value. You have to give people something in exchange of the time that you're here watching these videos. How do I do this? I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I'm kind of in that weird spot where I'm making videos that are not YouTube worthy, but also not Instagram worthy, and also not that polished enough to be a channel that's like for itself. Because I do make reels and I do make art for my art every so often, yet this talking videos is not something that I usually would post on Instagram or on YouTube. It's something different that I don't know what it is. It's more like a vlog, but it's also not as polished. It's weird, And I feel like it's so tiring sometimes that you have to put up all this work for a video to, be pushed out with all these edits and all this music and all this stuff just, to show some of the things that you do. This is a work in progress, by the way. And it's kind of those struggles with ourselves as an artist and ourselves as a creator, because we want to push content out there. We want to be relevant. We want to be creating things that you as an audience want to see. The behind the scenes, the creations, the inspiration. What makes you an artist and what comes to mind when you're creating the things that you're doing. And also be entertaining, because that's part of the attention economy. But I think that aside from all that, the most important thing always comes down to consistency. But how are you consistent when you have to make videos, you have to shoot good photos of your stuff, you also have to make a lot of art and live your life? You know what I mean? Like, how can you be successful and be creative and also have all this monetary value so that you can keep, buying canvases and buying, things in the App Store for your work, or an iPad or a camera? Like, how do you make all this kind of stuff and also, be on top of your art and be on top of your website and be on top of your merch? Yeah, it's a weird feeling. And I kind of want to, I don't know, it's weird. As an artist, I don't really want to be pushing out a lot of stuff very fast just for the sake of entertainment and just for the sake of attention grabbing. So I feel like sometimes just grabbing the camera and filming myself and talking about this kind of stuff makes me a lot more conscious about who I am, what I want, and also be able to talk a little bit with the people that are interested in the things that I do. I don't know what's the best platform to do this. I try to do it on Twitter because it's easier, it's faster, and people already know me there. But there are platforms like Patreon that I would want to, explore, just because there could be a little bit more revenue from the content that I push out, but also I have to be on top of everything, and it kind of like sucks as well. I want to be a creator. I want to, make merch and all this kind of stuff, but I also need to be known in the artist space. And bringing people to another platform, that's, it sucks. It's a lot of work, but also it's inspiring because there's more things to do. There's more that I want to do, and hopefully keep my consistency going. All right. I don't know if you're an artist. I don't know if you go through the same struggles or not, but if you do, let me know, and maybe we can talk about it together. Peace.